What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to Sportskeeda MMA News. Elon Musk tells Joe Rogan he warned influential politicians in the United States about the dangers of a potential AI takeover in the future, but to no avail. Dustin Poirier gives a fitting reply to an online troll jibing at his failure to win a UFC title by claiming he's living off back-to-back wins against Conor McGregor in 2021. UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya expresses displeasure over media personnel putting cameras in front of boxer Devin Haney's face following his win over George Kambosos Jr. Pay disparity between MMA fighters and boxers highlighted yet again as Ariel Helwani reveals boxer George Kambosos Jr. made $10 million from his recent fight against Devin Haney. In a hilarious tweet, Chael Sonnen describes the scene inside Tito Ortiz's house during recent burglary attempt. What did he say? Find out on this edition of Sportskeeda MMA News. If you see any of your favorite fighters mentioned in today's video, make sure to blast that like button. Back in 2018, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk sat down to discuss the rise of artificial intelligence. Musk stated that he's afraid AI could be beyond human control in the future. The CEO of Tesla claimed that despite warning several influential politicians in the United States about the imminent dangers of an AI takeover in the future, his words fell on deaf ears. He said,
I was really going on the warning quite a lot. I was warning everyone I could. He met with Obama, and just for one reason. No, he listened. He certainly listened. I met with Congress. I was at a meeting of all 50 governors and talked about just AI danger, and I talked to everyone I could. No one seemed to realize where this was going.
Veteran UFC commentator Joe Rogan believes that his discussion with Elon Musk will be featured in some documentary in 2050 when AI actually does take over the world. Leave a comment down below and you might be featured in tomorrow's video. Dustin Poirier didn't just gain popularity by picking up back-to-back stoppage wins against Conor McGregor in 2021, he also secured financial freedom for his family in the process. McGregor is arguably the biggest star in combat sports right now, and fighting him guarantees a big fat paycheck for his opponents. In 2021, Poirier became the first man to put the Irishman to sleep inside the cage at UFC 257. Later that year, the Diamond seemingly ignored a title fight and chose to fight McGregor yet again in a trilogy fight at UFC 264. In doing so, Poirier likely earned the two biggest paydays of his entire career thus far. When an online troll jibed at the Louisianan for his failure to win a world title and claimed he's living off the wins against McGregor, Poirier replied saying, "Won my family financial freedom." Poirier has been chomping at the bit to return to the octagon, but his next fight is yet to be booked. In his last fight, the Diamond fell to a submission loss against Charles Oliveira in their lightweight title scrap at UFC 269. Israel Adesanya criticized media personnel for shoving cameras in front of Devin Haney's face in the post-fight interview following his win over George Kambosos Jr. The last stylebender took to Twitter to express his displeasure with the media members, as well as appreciate the brilliant performance put up by both boxers on the night. He wrote, "After a fight, the last thing I need is 75 in the ring all up in my bubble, trying to put cameras in my face and take selfies, lol. Regardless, that was a good fight, beautiful skills displayed." Haney upset the Australian crowd at the Marvel Stadium who were rooting for Kambosos Jr. by defeating the 28-year-old via unanimous decision. He became the first lightweight boxer to take home the WBA, WBO, WBC and IBF titles. Israel Adesanya is set to defend the middleweight throne for the fifth time against knockout artist Jared Cannonier at UFC 276 on July 2nd. The Nigerian-born Kiwi is coming off a decision win against Robert Whittaker in their rematch at UFC 271. Cannonier, on the other hand, picked up a knockout win over fellow contender Derek Brunson at the same pay-per-view event. Renowned combat sports journalist Ariel Helwani has yet again stirred the long-standing debate surrounding fighter pay in the UFC. Following the recently concluded boxing match between George Kambosos Jr. and Devin Haney, Helwani took to Twitter to reveal that the Australian boxer made $10 million in guaranteed fight purse. He claimed that barring Conor McGregor, arguably the biggest draw in the UFC, nobody competing under the promotion's banner currently makes as much money or even anything close to it. Helwani, however, feels that there are several other fighters in the UFC who deserve to be paid as much, but unfortunately aren't. He wrote, "For the MMA fans out there, Kambosos reportedly earned in the ballpark of $10 million for that fight. There ain't an MMA fighter not named Conor McGregor making anywhere near that right now up front. There should be, several, but alas." The fighter pay issues in the UFC has been a topic that gets brought up frequently. Many journalists, analysts, and fans claim that fighters are underpaid and deserve to be better rewarded for putting their bodies on the line every time they step inside the cage. Elite boxers, on the other hand, make millions of dollars for stepping inside the squared circle. Conor McGregor himself has made significantly more money by boxing Floyd Mayweather back in 2017 in comparison to all of his fights in the UFC. McGregor reportedly earned a $100 million payday for fighting the 50-0 boxer. While you're still here, subscribe to Sportskeeda MMA and hit that bell. Chael Sonnen took a hilarious jibe at former opponent Tito Ortiz following reports of a burglary attempt at the 47-year-old's home in Huntington Beach, California. The police are currently investigating the case, and it's unknown what was stolen from the UFC Hall of Famer's place, who wasn't present at the time of the incident. Sonnen took to Twitter to hilariously claim that the thieves broke into Ortiz's house to find nothing of value and left $20 for the former mayor pro tempore of Huntington Beach. He wrote, "Update. Thieves break into Tito Ortiz's house, find nothing of value, then leave $20 and a few scratch-offs." Sonnen made his Bellator debut against Ortiz at Bellator 170 back in 2017. The American gangster ended up losing via rear naked choke submission in the opening round of the fight. However, the fight was marred with controversy. Sonnen claimed that Ortiz had verbally tapped to a choke earlier in the fight, but referee John McCarthy failed to notice the same. This about does it for Sportskeeda MMA news. Here are some of the best comments. You see, you really have a great impact on a sport when the athletes prefer a fight with you over a world championship title. Man, Conor made this sport great. Conor gave him the red night twice. All our politicians are artificial intelligence. How do you think we ended up in this economic mess? If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. Your comments could be featured in the next Sportskeeda MMA news video. We always deliver daily content, so make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything going on in the MMA world. For updates, quotes, and exclusive interviews from all your favorite fighters, follow Sportskeeda MMA on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for tuning in.